So today I'm talking about a Kia with the P0153 code, what it is, and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Kia P0153 code? Well, it's an O2 sensor circuit slow response bank 2 sensor 1. And what does this mean? Well, the onboard computer uses sensors located on the exhaust to know how much oxygen has been burnt off during combustion, and it's seen a problem with one of these, so it's going to have to be troubleshooted, know why. And engines will have a bank 1 and a bank 2. Bank 1 is always the side of the engine with the number 1 cylinder. So if you find the number 1 cylinder, that'll be bank 1, and then the opposite of that will be bank 2. And sensor 1 is always the first sensor going down on that side. And so some of the possible causes of this, well, it could be a bad oxygen sensor, it could be in the wiring, an open or a short, and possibly a blown fuse. And so the first thing to do when you get this code is go locate bank 2 sensor 1 oxygen sensor. And there can be some differences. It's really going to depend on the year, the Kia, and the engine type. So for example, here's a 2005 Kia Sportage, and as you can see, bank 2 sensor 1 is right here. And so it's always a good idea to get a diagram for your particular year of Kia. But the first thing to do is to go and find this bank 2 sensor 1 oxygen sensor. And the basics of what's going on with these oxygen sensors is that the sensor 1 is going to be the upstream oxygen sensor, and it's before the catalytic converter. And then you're going to have a sensor 2, which is after the catalytic converter, and it's called the downstream oxygen sensor. And so this sensor 1 is the one you want to find. And so the first thing to do after you find the sensor is to check out this wiring real good. Be sure it's all plugged in. There's no cuts or opens or anything like this. And basically keep in mind, anything wrong with the wiring, open, short, bad connection, is going to cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. So you want to check that out. Be sure that looks good. Also keep in mind that this is on a fuse. There'll be a fuse box located inside the engine compartment when you pop the hood, and there'll be a fuse inside there for these. Sometimes this can be labeled kind of vague. It's for Kias, it's usually labeled sensor 1. So you can see right here, downstream O2 sensor, upstream O2 sensor, sensor 1. And this is a 2013 Kia Optima. And again, there can be differences, but Kia is usually labeled sensor 1. And basically keep in mind that any blown fuse can cause issues. And so once you check that out, that all looks good, there's nothing wrong with the wiring, there's no blown fuses or anything like that, then very likely that sensor has gone bad and just needs to be replaced. One thing to mention is that this does sometimes require a special tool. Not all the time. Sometimes you could get to it without the special tool, but sometimes it is needed, especially when it's recessed in down inside of a hole like this. You're going to have to go and look at that oxygen sensor on your particular engine and see how it is. And just keep in mind that sometimes you do need this special tool to get it back in when it's recessed in down like this. Not all the time, but sometimes you do need it. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to go over real quickly how you can fix a Kia with the P0153 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.